Good evening, everybody. Good evening. A very, very warm good evening to all of you. Good evening, Amit, Gulista. Good evening. Video, audio, all okay? चलो पहले ही सबने बता दिया. Good guys. Vandana, good evening. Good evening. How are you all doing? How has your day been panning out like? All good at your end? Yes, all good at your end. Good evening. Okay. Chalo. I'll just put in the link once again, just in case someone's not there. Just a second. Okay. I'm also doing good. I'm doing great, Amit. Thank you so much for asking, guys. Let's start this class. आज हम try करेंगे कि हम 8 passages कर पाएँ. अगर कर पाएंगे तो बहुत बढ़िया, नहीं कर पाएंगे तो ना सही, है ना. जितने कर सकते हैं करेंगे with all our heart. Okay, on that note, let's start the lecture. Again, once again, I want to just say, guys, कि आज से जो है नए batches start हो रहे हैं. So please do enroll for the batch you think is best suited for you. Yes, and they are 1-year batches. Complete syllabus coverage होगा, live classes होंगी और prelims plus mains test series होगी. Yes, and this learner's journey is going to be starting from the 8th of September, and that is today, and it is going to be ending till your it's going to be there with you till your mains 2022. Yes, so it's a good way to fine tune your preparations. Like guys, I don't think I need to repeat this again and again. You already know काफी सारे questions, about 25 to 30 questions CSAT में आते हैं. That is why we need to know how to do them. Yes, okay. Without wasting more time, you all know that do not assume, do not come with a preconceived notion. Look at the passage very, very carefully. See what the question is asking. See what the passage is asking, and answer accordingly. Time manage करना ज़रूरी है अगर लंबे passages हैं तो. So flip through the entire paper once to understand if they are big passages or if they are small passages, and then try and mark the important keywords to understand what exactly is the crux of the passage. Okay, on that note, I'm starting. The first passage on your screen goes right here, but before that, let's see what this question is asking. I'm not asking for a thumbs up because I think you're all with me. The first question goes: the challenge the author of the above passage throws at the public is to achieve. Okay, so यहाँ challenge के बारे में बात होती है. एक fair idea ले लेते हैं. ये passages थोड़े अलग हैं guys from what we've been doing since the past few days. Inference, assumption, conclusion. थोड़े से अलग हैं. Let's see what this passage is asking. We have hard work ahead. There is no resting for any of us till we redeem our pledge in fulfill. We make all the people of India what destiny intends them to be. I think ये fulfill होना चाहिए. हाँ, ये my bad. Yeah. Yes, we are citizens of a great country on the verge of bold advance, and we have to live up to that high standard. All of us, to whatever religion we may belong, are equally the children of India with equal rights, privileges, and obligations. We cannot encourage communalism or narrow-mindedness, for no nation can be great whose people are narrow in thought or action. From today onwards, can we read paragraph by ourselves, and while answering, we heard the passage by you? Yes, Bhagyashri, why don't you mute me? Because there are a lot of students who want me to read. So you can mute me, है ना? And you can read it on your own. So it'll work both ways, है ना? Anyone who wants to read the passage on their own can just mute me, है ना? चलो, okay. Now let's read the question. The challenge the author of the above passage throws at the public is to achieve A. a high standard of living, progress and privileges. B. equal privileges, fulfillment of destiny and political tolerance. Third, spirit of adventure and economic parity. And D, hard work, brotherhood, and your national unity. Yes, ये and होना चाहिए. I'm so sorry guys, वो मैं सीधा यूपीएससी के पेपर से उठाती हूँ तो कभी कभी गलती हो जाती है. ओके, लेट्स गो थ्रू द पैसेज अगेन. Whoever wants to read it on their own can. Just mute me, guys. Just reduce your volume. Mute me and then read it. Okay. Now, no, that's okay, Bhageshri. I'm honestly, I'm happy that you've come up with this pointer. You retracted your message. It's all right. Okay. Yes. So let's read the passage again. We have hard work ahead. There is no resting for any of us until we redeem our pledge in fulfilling what we make all the people of India, what destiny intends them to be. We are citizens of a great country on the verge of bold advance, and we have to live up to that high standard. All of us, to whatever religion we may belong, are equally the children of India with equal rights, privileges and obligations. We cannot encourage communalism or narrow-mindedness, for no nation can be great whose people are narrow in thought or action. Yes, select the correct answer. What is the challenge? Yes, guys, what is the answer? Okay. Guys, the answer is D. The answer is D. Good job, guys. Whoever went with D, I think that's the straightforward challenge. No, ये देखो, we have hard work ahead. There is no resting for any of us. है ना, तो दिस मीन्स हार्ड वर्क तो है ही है. ठीक है, फिर उसके बाद ये बात कर रहे हैं दैट वी आर सिटीजन्स ऑफ अ ग्रेट कंट्री ऑन द वर्ज ऑफ बोल्ड एडवांस एंड वी हैव टू लिव अप टू दैट हाई स्टैंडर्ड. यस, इक्वालिटी के बारे में बात हो रही है. देन वी कैन नॉट इंकरेज कम्युनलिज्म, देन ब्रदरहुड ऑफ कोर्स, एंड नेशनल यूनिटी. सो डी इज द करेक्ट आंसर. गुड जॉब गाइज. आई थिंक मोस्ट ऑफ यू गॉट गॉन विद डी. कोई नहीं. Gulistan is right, Saurabh is right, Bhagyashree is right, Jimmy, Gotham is right. कोई नहीं, जो भी गलत हुए guys, whoever has gone with B, guys, challenge mainly is hard work highlight भी कर रहा है passage. यहाँ hard work तो बात हुई नहीं है ना. Equal privilege, fulfillment of destiny and political tolerance. See, political tolerance, even I was confused because of this. But equal privileges, fulfillment of destiny, I mean, it's a very utopian kind of challenge. D is more like, actually concrete. If you see, it's more concrete. That is why I went ahead with D. Yeah. Okay, chalo, I'm now going ahead with the next question. Can I get a thumbs up, one passage down, so that I know you're all here with me, you're all understanding, everyone's clear in their head until now. Yes, can I get a final thumbs up please from all of you, so that I know you're all here with me and everyone's understanding. Thumbs up to de do guys, don't do this. Okay, thank you. Okay, chalo, let's go ahead with the next question now, the next passage now. Yes, I'm going ahead with the next passage. Let's see, very chota sa passage. Okay, it goes, in the light of the above passage, the nature of general will is described as. Okay, so it's a ये general will पूछ रहा है. चलो, the individual, according to Rousseau, puts his person and all his power in common under the supreme direction of the general will, and in our corporate capacity we receive each member as an indivisible part of the whole. This is just a small this thing that has been taken. Yes, I will night में नहीं लूँगी मैं. I take it at 5 o'clock and 6 o'clock. Okay, yes. Okay, let's see what the question is asking. In the light of the above passage, the nature of general will is best described as A. The sum total of the private wills of the individuals. B. What is articulated by the elected representatives of the individuals. Third, the collective good as distinct from private wills of the individuals. And D. The material interest of the community. कहोगे मैम ये क्या passage है? What is this passage? कोई नहीं, वापस पढ़ते हैं. Guys, I'll explain how to do these passages. Don't worry. हाँ, एक सेकंड, ये चश्मा गंदा हो रहा है. एक सेकंड. Okay, let's read the passage again. धीरे धीरे. The individual, guys, these are all philosophical passages. ये 2014 के सारे, ये 2017 के PYQs हैं, by the way. हाँ, okay. The individual, according to Rousseau, puts his person and all his power in common under the supreme direction of the general will, and in our corporate capacity we receive each member as an indivisible part of the whole. In the light of the above passage, the nature of general will is best described as A. The sum total of the private wills of the individual. B. What is articulated by the elected representatives of the individuals. Third, the collective good as distinct from private wills of the individual. And D. The material interest of the community. Give it a try. Yes, this passage is for UPSC CSAT and this is a PYQ. Guys, give it a try now. Abhijit is going with C. Okay. C. CCCA, okay, final answer. फाइनल आंसर एक बार और देख लो. थोड़ा ट्रिकी पैसेज है गाइस. यस भाग्यश्री, दैट मेक्स सेंस. अगर गेस कर रहे हो ठीक है, नहीं गेस हो रहा है तो लीव इट, स्किप इट. Guys, the answer to this is C. All of you have gone with C. You all are right. Guys, ये देखो ना, मेरे को भी honestly बताऊँ, I was also not, मैंने इतना, मेरे को भी even after being a Shakespeare fan, I also did not understand this passage in its totality. I just knew कि एक ऐसी चीज़ कि भाई ये बस बोल रहे हैं, Rousseau ये बोल रहा है that the individual puts his person and all his power in common under this. Basically, he puts all his power under one person, है ना? And of course, that talks about the political. I mean, we won't get into the details of it. Remember, CSAT में कोई अपना दिमाग नहीं लगाना होता है. Yes. So when I read this, and then when I read this, the collective good as distinct from private wills, then I understood private will के बारे में पूछे हैं, general will के बारे में बात हो रही है, तो यही हो रहा है ना, collective good is above all. ये अब A में the sum total of private wills, ये तो बिल्कुल भी बकवास है. The sum total of the private wills or wills of the individuals. That's not right. That's not right. It's not sum total at all. B, what is articulated by the elected representatives? This is not talking about general will at all. एंड डी द मटीरियल इंटरेस्ट. जब जो भी डी के साथ गया था, मुझे एक बात बताओ, ये यहाँ जनरल विल का आपको नेचर ऑफ जनरल विल कैसे समझ आ गया? द मटीरियल इंटरेस्ट ऑफ द कम्युनिटी इज द जनरल विल. हाउ इज दैट द जनरल विल? सो गाइज, ईजी है. इट वॉज नॉट दैट टफ. आपको थोड़ा सा दिमाग लगाना था, दिमाग भी नहीं लगाना था, जस्ट समझना था कि भाई क्या पूछा है. जनरल विल बोल रहा है तो ए बी डी नहीं हो सकता है. ठीक है, चलो लेट्स गो हेड. डी का सोचा ही नहीं सकते. आई एम राइट मैम. डी मतलब डी डजंट मेक एनी सेंस इन द कॉन्टेक्स्ट ऑफ जनरल विल. नो, दे आर नॉट आस्किंग द व्यू ऑफ द पैसेज और समथिंग लाइक दैट. Yeah, okay, chalo, let's go ahead with the next passage, but before that just a quick small announcement guys. अगर अभी तक आप लोगों ने सब्सक्रिप्शन नहीं ली है Unacademy पर, you are missing out on you're missing out on the actual subsidized rate subscription, क्योंकि price hike बहुत जल्दी होने वाली है and that is going to cost you a lot, right? So please take the subscription right away and avail the benefits, है ना. Price hike beat करो guys and take it right away. Do not sit over it. If you want to take it right away. Nazi, this is my first class, ma'am. How to solve this passage? Nazi, understand what the question is asking. Read the passage again and again, and you will get a hang of it. Okay? Sure. Going ahead with the third passage now. फिर एक छोटा सा passage है. ठीक है. Let's see what this is asking. Implying. What does this above passage imply? Implication पूछ रहा है. Okay. Sure. Let's read the passage. In a democratic state, just a second. Yeah. In a democratic state where a high degree of political maturity of the people obtains, the conflict between the will of the sovereign law-making body and the organized will of the people seldom occurs. ठीक है. इम्प्लीकेशन पूछ रहा है. लेट्स सी द क्वेश्चन एंड देन रीड द पैसेज अगेन. पैसेज छोटा है, क्वेश्चन बड़ा है. ओके. ए, इन अ डेमोक्रेसी force is the main phenomena in the actual exercise of sovereignty. B, in a mature democracy, force to a great extent is the main phenomena in the actual exercise of sovereignty. Third, in a mature democracy, use of force is irrelevant in the actual exercise of sovereignty. And D, in a mature democracy, force is narrowed down to a marginal phenomena in the actual exercise of sovereignty. I know guys, थोड़ा सा आपको अटपटा लग रहा है, ध्यान से करना. Okay, I'm reading the passage again. In a democratic state where a high degree of political maturity of the people obtains, the conflict between the will of the sovereign law-making body and the organized will of the people rarely occurs. समझो, passage को समझो. सब कंफ्यूज्ड कि ये क्या है, ये तो समझ ही नहीं आ रहा. मैम ये क्या पूछ लिया आपने? मैंने नहीं, यूपीएससी ने पूछा है गाइस. मेरा बस चलो तुम्हारा इजी आपको पैसेजेस कराऊंगा. नहीं, answer. चलो good, I'm seeing a lot of you are trying at least. सब सी डी कर रहे हो. Guys, इसका आंसर है डी. ये I was right in my head. Guys, listen. I understood how to like eliminate the confusion between C and D. I was also मैंने भी 4 बार सोचा C D के बारे में. But हाँ, पैसेज वापस देखना है. ये लो पैसेज देख लो वापस. अब seldom का मतलब बता आप लोगों को. seldom का मतलब होता है your rarely occurs. Now when I read the word seldom, I knew that irrelevant तो नहीं हो सकता है, तो C मैंने ऐसे एलिमिनेट किया. देखो इन अ मेच्योर डेमोक्रेसी, देखो ए और बी तो ऑफकोर्स मेन फिनोमिना तो बोल ही नहीं रहे ना. ये तो गाइस देखो एक बार ये पैसेज समझने की कोशिश करो. मैं समझाती हूँ आप लोगों को पैसेज, ट्राई करती हूँ. ओके, इन अ डेमोक्रेटिक स्टेट वेयर अ हाई डिग्री ऑफ पॉलिटिकल मेच्योरिटी ऑफ द पीपल ऑब्टेन्स, द कॉन्फ्लिक्ट बिटवीन द विल ऑफ द सोवियन लॉ मेकिंग बॉडी एंड द ऑर्गेनाइज्ड विल ऑफ द पीपल रेयरली अकर्स, सेल्डम अकर्स. नाउ बेसिकली ये बोल रहे हैं कि अगर ये एक मेच्योर डेमोक्रेसी है तो जो कॉन्फ्लिक्ट होता है ना बिटवीन द सोवियन लॉ मेकिंग बॉडी और जो लोगों का जो विल है उसके कॉन्टेक्स्ट में बहुत कम होता है. इररेलेवेंट नहीं है, कम होता है. ये नहीं बोल रहा है कि होता ही नहीं है, ये बोलता है कम होता है. seldom occurs, rarely occurs. Now, first one of course main phenomena तो बिल्कुल भी नहीं है. To a great extent is the main phenomena बिल्कुल भी नहीं है. Use of force is irrelevant in the actual exercise. Guys, irrelevant तो नहीं है. कभी कभी sovereign law making body भी force use करती है. That's what this passage is trying to say, right? So C goes wrong. And yeah, force is narrowed down. ये बिल्कुल सही है. Force is narrowed down to a marginal phenomena. Yes, in the actual exercise of your sovereignty. Yes, कभी कभी निवेदिता. Yes. Seldom means never. Rarely. It's actually rarely. Seldom का actual meaning rare होता है. Seldom hardly occurs. Rarely occurs. Never occurs से ज़्यादा better word होता है इसका rarely. ना समझ आ रहा है? आर यू ऑल एबल टू अंडरस्टैंड? ठीक है, समझ आ रहा है गाइस कैसे ये छोटे छोटे पैसेजेस, ट्रिकी पैसेजेस करने हैं? यस, आर यू गाइस गेटिंग अ हैंग ऑफ इट? Yeah, okay, I'm now going ahead with the next passage. I hope you all understood this question. Yes, okay, I'm now going ahead with the fourth passage. Now fourth passage is also small. This passage relates to, ये पूछ रहा है relate क्या करता है इनमें से, ठीक है? A successful democracy depends upon widespread interest and participation in politics, in which voting is an essential part. To deliberately refrain from taking such an interest and from voting is a kind of implied anarchy. It is to refuse one's political responsibility while enjoying the benefits of a free political society. Select the correct answer. This passage relates to A. Duty to vote, right to vote, freedom to vote and right to participate in politics. Guys, बहुत ध्यान से करना ये क्वेश्चन. I know आप लोग चारों में कंफ्यूज हो जाओगे. थोड़ा सा ध्यान से read the passage again. A successful democracy depends upon widespread interest and participation in politics, in which voting is an essential part. To deliberately refrain from taking such an interest and from voting is a kind of implied anarchy. It is to refuse one's political responsibility while enjoying the benefits of a free political society. Yes, select the correct answer. हाँ ये लो भाग्यश्री पैराग्राफ. Just waiting for everybody to answer. Final answer, guys. Final answer. ये लो जिमी, ये लो पैसेज ले लो. Yes. Guys, the answer is A. The answer is A, guys. Duty to vote. Duty है ना. Guys, एक बात बताओ. Freedom, when we say the word freedom, then the whole idea goes wrong, right? Then it's like, people want to vote, they'll vote. People don't want to vote, they won't vote. Right? So C goes wrong. Right to vote, they're not talking about. Right to participate in politics. Politics के बारे में बात नहीं हो रही है. Generally बात हो रही है about your. कौन A के साथ गया था? Abhijit went with A. Jimmy went with A. Okay, 2 people got it right. All of you else got it wrong. कोई नहीं. Let's read the passage again. A successful democracy depends upon widespread interest and participation in politics, in which voting is an essential part. So they're talking about voting primarily. To deliberately refrain from taking such an interest and from voting is a kind of implied anarchy. It is to refuse one's political responsibility while enjoying the benefits of a free political society. Guys, the answer is A, because they're talking कि भाई citizens को अपनी duty समझनी चाहिए to vote, है ना. राइट टू पार्टिसिपेट के बारे में अगर यहाँ वोटिंग के बारे में तो हम सोच सकते थे, बट दे नॉट टॉकिंग अबाउट वोटिंग हियर. यस, सो ऑल ऑफ दीज 3 आर रॉन्ग. हाउ मैम इन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ड्यूटी ऑफ वोट इज नॉट मेंशन. नाजी, अच्छा चलो आप पहली बार आए हो तो मैं आपको ये बेनिफिट ऑफ डाउट दे देती हूँ. कभी भी आपने जो जीएस में पढ़ा है वो आपको सीसैट की नॉलेज नहीं लगानी है. सीसैट आपको ये जो पैसेजेस हैं सिर्फ पैसेज के कॉन्टेक्स्ट में आंसर करना है. यू डोंट हैव टू अप्लाई योर प्री कंसीव्ड नॉलेज. ठीक है. No, but yes, even Vandana, even I was confused between A and D. But participation is more like it's. Yeah, I mean, I was also confused between A and D, honestly. But then when I read politics, politics is a very, very big term, right? And this passage is not talking about voting, or not talking about politics per se. It is talking about voting, right? So that is why then I went ahead with A. Yes. Now, they're basically trying to imply na कि duty to vote is something that the citizen needs to understand and all of that. Yeah. Okay, did you all understand? समझ आ रहा है? Did you all understand? Yeah. Okay. चलो, let's go ahead with the 5th passage now. Again, a छोटू सा passage. The 5th passage is asking, this passage seems to suggest that. Suggestion पूछ रहा है. Okay, let's read the passage. In a free country, the man who reaches the position of leader is usually one of outstanding character and ability. Moreover, it is usually possible to foresee that he will reach such a position. Since early in life one can see his qualities of character. But this is not always true in the case of a dictator. Often he reaches his position of power through chance, very often through the unhappy state of his country. Yes, what is the passage trying to suggest? The passage seems to suggest that a leader foresees his future position. B, a leader is chosen only by a free country. Third, a leader must see that his country is free from despair. And D, despair in a country sometimes leads to dictatorship. What is this passage trying to explain? Ma'am, day by day we are learning how we can do multiple mistakes and learning from it, and passages are getting tough. Chalo Bhagyashri, I'm happy at least you're getting a hang of it now. Like, and that is why today I decided that, you know, I'm going to be throwing you all political passages, because now you guys have gotten a hang of inferences and your assumptions and all wala passage. So I was like, chalo, aaj hum karenge your philosophical passages. Yeah? Okay, guys, chalo. Yes, tell me the answer to this. In a free country, let's read it again. In a free country, the man who reaches the position of leader is usually one of outstanding character and ability. Moreover, it is usually possible to foresee that he will reach such a position, since early in life one can see his qualities of character. But this is not always true in the case of a dictator. Often he reaches his position of power through chance, very often through the unhappy state of his country. The passage seems to suggest that A leader foresees his future position. B, a leader is chosen only by a free country. Third, a leader must see that his country is free from despair. And D, despair is in a country sometimes leads to dictatorship. Select the correct answer. Guys, the correct answer is D. The correct answer is D, guys. Despair in a country sometimes leads to dictatorship. See, read the passage again. In a free country, the man who reaches the position of a leader is usually one of outstanding character and ability. Moreover, it is usually possible to foresee that he will reach such a position, since early in life one can see his qualities. But this is not always true in the case of a dictator. Often he reaches his position of power through chance, very often through the unhappy state of the country. Yes, then of course, despair का मतलब होता है बुरा हाल होना, किसी देश का बुरा हाल होना कहते हैं कि भाई जैसे पाकिस्तान, एन एग्जाम्पल, डिस्पेयर में होना, दुख में होना, सफरिंग, दैट्स कॉल्ड डिस्पेयर. ठीक है, तो अगर हम इस कॉन्टेक्स्ट में देखें तो इसका आंसर है आपका डी, क्योंकि अ लीडर फोर्सेस हिज फ्यूचर, बिल्कुल गलत. अ लीडर इज चोजन ओनली बाय अ फ्री कंट्री, दैट इज नॉट व्हाट द पैसेज इज ट्राइंग टू सजेस्ट. Then third, a leader must see that his country is free from despair. Of course, but that's just a fact. That's not what is being suggested. And D, despair in a country sometimes leads to dictatorship. Yes, that is what the passage is trying to suggest. Yes. Yes, Vandana is also building on to my this thing. Despair also means hopelessness. Yes, sorrow, suffering. Yes. Okay. So did you all understand why it's D? Most of you went with D, right? Yes, most of you went with D. Few of you went with A. Why A? I didn't understand why you all went with A. I understand if you guys went with, you guys are confused between B and D. But why A? A leader foresees his future position. That is not what it's trying to suggest. That is not what it's trying to suggest. A leader foresees is इसमें लिखा है, it is usually possible to foresee that he will reach such a position because of the characteristics it has. He has. I said correct answer without fully understanding the meaning of the answer. Passage. हाँ तो you don't need to understand. इतना आपको डिटेल में जाना ही नहीं है. आपको समझ पहले ही आ जाएगा. Okay. So Supreme Star Saiba is saying, madam, if you explain about the meaning of the passage, student may try to give correct answer because the passage takes some time to understand. हाँ ठीक है, तो we doing practice questions ना, कोई नहीं. चलो, let's go ahead with the sixth passage now. The sixth passage is talking about assumptions. चलो आप कहोगे मैम चलो finally assumptions करने को मिला. चलो अब ये ध्यान से करना, ये तो हमारे एरिया में है. ठीक है, चलो. The greatest blessings that technological progress has in store for mankind is not, of course, an accumulation of material possessions. The amount of these that can be effectively enjoyed by one individual in one lifetime is not great, but there is not the same narrow limit to the possibilities of the enjoyment of leisure. The gift of leisure may be abused by people who have no experience of making use of it. Yet the creative use of leisure by a minority in societies has been the mainspring of all human progress beyond the primitive level. Yes, with reference to the above passage, the following assumptions have been made. First, people always see the leisure time as a gift and use it for acquiring more material possessions. Second, use of leisure by some people to produce new and original things has been the chief source of human progress. Which of these are valid statements? Okay. Let's read the passage again. The greatest blessings that the technological progress has in store for mankind is not, of course, an accumulation of material possessions. The amount of these can be effectively enjoyed by one individual in one lifetime is not great, but there is not the same narrow limit to the possibilities of enjoyment of leisure. The gift of leisure may be abused by people who have had no experience of making use of it. Yet the creative use of leisure by a minority in societies has been the mainspring of all human progress beyond the primitive level. Select the correct answer. नवदीप इज गोइंग विथ, चलो आंसर करो आप लोग आराम से. एक बार पैसेज और देख लो. Nivedita, keep thinking. Good, you're on the right path. Guys, the answer to, I think you all mentioned, yeah, passage एक बार देख लो. Take your time. Take your time. Guys, the answer to this is C. The answer to this is C, guys. People always see the leisure time as a gift and use it for acquiring more material possessions. And use of leisure by some people to produce new and original things has been the main see Nivedita, mainspring जो है is basically your chief source, so you can say second one's correct. Then first one, people always use the leisure time, यही तो ये बोलना चाह रहा है, ये देखो ना. The amount of these can be effectively enjoyed by one individual in one lifetime, if not great, but there is not the same narrow limit to the possibilities of enjoyment of leisure. The gift of leisure may be abused by the people who have had no experience of making use of it. Yet the creative use of leisure by a minority in societies has been the mainspring. हाँ, तो ये यही तो बोल रहे हैं people, यही तो passage का assumption है कि people हमेशा जो है leisure time gift as a gift use करके उसको use करते हैं to acquire more material possessions. Yes, समझ आ रहा है? Are you all understanding? Are you all understanding? Guys, yes, the answer is C. No, the answer is C. मैंने डबल चेक कर लिया है. The answer is C. मुझे भी एक बार एक पॉइंट पे लगा था that it's B, but it's actually C, guys. ठीक है, चलो. हाँ, assumption ही है ये अभिजीत, that people always use the leisure time as a gift and use it for acquiring more material possessions. ठीक है, चलो. Let's go ahead with the next passage now, the seventh passage. The seventh passage goes, it's asking assumptions again. Be careful. There is more than a modicum of truth in the assertion that a working knowledge of ancient history is necessary to the intelligent interpretation of current events. But the sage who uttered these words of wisdom might as well have added something on the benefits of studying, particularly the famous battles of history, for the lessons they contain for those of us who lead or inspire to leadership. Such a study will reveal certain qualities and attributes which enable the winners to win, and certain deficiencies which cause the losers to lose. And the student will see that the same pattern reoccurs consistently again and again throughout the centuries. हाँ, नवदीप you're right, इसमें always लिखा है, but ये always आप because assumption पूछ रहा है, the passage, the author, if you see, is trying to assume that people always use the leisure time as a gift. So here in assumption, if it was talking about inference or solution, then you could have eliminated always, but because it is asking an assumption, you can go ahead with it. Navdeep, okay? Chalo. Yes, now let's read this passage again after we read the question. With reference to the above passage, the following assumptions have been made. First, a study of the famous battles in history would help us understanding the modern warfare. Second, studying the history is essential for anyone who aspires to be a leader. Read the passage and tell me the answer, guys. Tell me the correct answer, guys. Yes, guys, answer. पैसेज ये लो. Guys, the answer to this is C. I was right. Yes, the answer to this is C. Assumption पूछा है ना? Yes, that's what the assumption is, that a study of the famous battles in history would help us understand the modern warfare. And studying the history is essential for anyone who aspires to be a leader. Yes, ये देखो ना. The history for the lessons they contain for those of us who aspire to leadership, you know. And ये तो straightforward था. And have added that something the benefit studying particularly from the famous battles. यही तो बोल रहा है exactly. यही तो बोल रहा है. C is the correct answer. C is the correct answer. Yes. Did you guys get a hang of it? मजा आया? समझ आया? Did you guys get a hang of it? Yeah? ठीक. चलो. So yes, guys, these were the 7 passages we covered today. Any sort of feedback that you guys want कि मैम ये देखो, अगर बहुत confusing लग रहा है passage तो छोड़ दो. Honestly, move on to the next passage. If you think you can do it, then go ahead. Otherwise, skip the passage if you think it's too difficult or you're not getting a hang of it. But I've tried my best कि मैं आपको difficult से difficult passage समझाऊँ, है ना, और आपकी help कर पाऊँ. And I think I've been successful in that. Yes. Okay. A is an assumption ना बाबा. A is an assumption here. ठीक है. चलो. So these were the questions. Passage 8 we will do tomorrow. ये बहुत बड़ा passage है. कल भी मेरे को लगा कर लेंगे but time नहीं मिला. ठीक है. चलो. So these were the questions that passages we covered, guys. Just quickly telling you, आज से 360 degree coverage जो current affairs coverage है वो भी जो है it has started. So it's going to cover your current affairs in a very crisp and effective manner. It's going to be covering all your important multi sources, and it's going to cover a lot of sources from Press Information Bureau to budget. So please do enroll for this batch, guys, if you've not done it already. Yes. And your wisdom series has already started, the motivational series. It started on the 5th of September, so you can talk about, you can help understand all of that from there. Okay. And Iconic and Plus में I will definitely recommend Iconic because there's personal guidance, test analysis, expert guidelines, study material and study planner. Plus has live classes, weekly tests, structured courses and unlimited access to these courses. ठीक है. Now loan facility is also available, so you can avail the loan facility. 20 books you're going to get absolutely free of cost if you take the subscription. Yes, so please take the subscription right away and avail the benefits. Yes, any doubt guys, any query, any confusion? Yes sir, thank you for the session, thank you for all the interaction that you guys carried out. Thank you so much guys, really enjoyed this class, really enjoyed. For 2022 एस्पिरेंट्स 2022 एस्पिरेंट्स के लिए मैं यही बोलूँगी कि अपना फाउंडेशनल जो है फाउंडेशन अपनी स्ट्रॉन्ग करो, है ना, और सी सैट को इक्वल इम्पोर्टेंस दो. हम क्या करते हैं, हम सिर्फ जी एस करते रहते हैं, बट वी नो दैट सी सैट इज़ ऑल्सो बिकमिंग टफर बाय द ईयर. सो प्लीज़ कवर सी सैट एज वेल. येस एंड येस, फोकस ऑन PYQs, फोकस ऑन डूइंग अ लॉट ऑफ मॉक टेस्ट. एटलीस्ट 2-3 महीने सिर्फ क्वेश्चंस पे फोकस करो, और उससे पहले एक अच्छा फाउंडेशनल बनाओ, अपना फाउंडेशन बनाओ, उसको बार रिवाइज करते रहो. मिनिमम सोर्सेज, मैक्सिमम रिविजन इज द की. दैट आई एम नॉट गोइंग टू बी द फर्स्ट वन टू से इट, and I'm not going to be the last one to say it. Yes, okay guys, any other doubt, any other query, you guys can let me know, otherwise I'll wrap up. Okay, this is it from my side guys. Thank you so much for your time. I'm still here for a few seconds if anyone has any doubt. CSAT पे confidence आ रहा है? Can I get a yes ma'am from all of you? CSAT पे confidence आ रहा है? Yes. Chalo guys, I will see you at 5 for my mock test now. See you all at 5 guys. Bye bye. Take care. Thank you.